Hello everyone, I am Vijay Katta and in today's lecture we will study the Ethernet protocols or we will focus on the IEEE standards. So I have taken this PowerPoint presentation from Frozen's Data Communication and Networking 4th edition. So let's start with the IEEE standards. So in 1980 to standardize the protocols, IEEE has started one project. It started in February 1980, and that project is called as a 802. That is a 802. So 80 represents year, 2 represents the month. So in this year, to standardize the protocols, IEEE has started the project, and basically, initially this IEEE standards specify only physical layer and data link layer protocols or data link layer concepts in the LAN implementation. But after that, they also focus on the networking parameters and other layer parameters. So basically, IEEE standards, when we discuss the IEEE standards for LAN, we focus on physical layer and data link layer. As you know, data link layer is logically divided into two parts. The lowest part of the data link layer is called as the MAC layer, that is the media access control layer. And the upper part of data link layer is called as the LLC layer, that is called as a logic link control. Again, this is a logical division. At broad sense, we call it as a data link layer concept. So Ethernet protocols are basically focused on the MAC layer concepts. So, with the times, IEEE has defined the certain specifications. 802.1 talks about the complete internetworking. The major topic that discussed in this protocol is routing concept, bridge, network to network communication. While 802.3 specifically focus on the logic link control and they deal with the flow and error control mechanism. Now these are implemented in the data frames. 802.3, 802.4, 802.5. This is a major uh, important protocols as per the university syllabus also. So 802.3, it is called as a Ethernet LAN. Now today in my today's lecture, I will discuss Ethernet LAN protocols or Ethernet LAN standards. So it specifies the Ethernet media interfaces, topology, encoding scheme, uh, types of devices used in LAN. Everything is discussed in 802.3 protocol. Similar, 802.4 is called as a token bus LAN protocol. 802.5 is called as a token ring LAN protocol. 802.6, it is important. This is called as a MAN protocol, Metropolitan Area Network. Similar pattern, 802.7, 802.8, 9, 10, 802.10 is specifically defined the network security issues. And next important is 802.11, that is called as your Wi-Fi technology or wireless network communication standards. Similar pattern, 802.5 is called as the wireless personal area network and it is following the your Bluetooth technology. 802.16, it defines broadband wireless access, that is a uh, it is basic specifically it focus on your interfaces related for providing the uh, Wi-Fi network in a large area. So let's start with our discussion about the standard Ethernet protocol, that is IEEE. We start IEEE Ethernet protocols 802.3. So basically, this Ethernet protocol was created in 1976 at the Xerox Corporation. But since after that, after some modifications, IEEE has adopted it and we call it as a standard or traditional Ethernet. In Ethernet protocol, IEEE 802.3, we will focus on the MAC sublayer issue and some physical layer issues. This is a diagram taken from the Network Plus Guide to Network. This is your LAN card. This is your NIC card. This NIC card is interface or slotted on your motherboard, and we connect this twisted pair along with this RJ45 connector टू द लैन कार्ड। इस तरीके से हमारा लैन कार्ड मदरबोर्ड के ऊपर हम लोग कनेक्ट करते हैं। एक डिटेल स्पेसिफिकेशन हमारा यहाँ पर फोकस है। नाउ इन 802.3 protocols, we will mainly focus on the segmentation, backboning, topology, which protocols we have to follow, what is the data frame format. Exact, it's not the data packet format, we call it as a data frame format. Then addressing techniques and some transmission medias which use for implementation of our LAN. So IEEE has defined the standard Ethernet which works at the 10 Mbps speed. After that, fast Ethernet 100 Mbps speed, gigabit Ethernet 1 Gbps, and 10 gigabits Ethernet at the 10 Gbps speed. So first thing, that's a transmission range, transmission speed has been defined here. Now this speed has gradually increased. Initially, IEEE standard focus on your standard Ethernet format. Now data frame format. So the frame format defined at the data link layer is shown in the figure. So the any frame start with the preambles. That is basically this, the responsibility of preamble is to indicate that at the receiver end, to indicate that the new frame is going to start. So it is a 7-byte sequence. So this, when this particular sequence, a predefined sequence, has been received by the receiver, it immediately identifies that that new frame will be start now. Next one is a SFD, that is a start frame delimiter. Now this sequence is given as a 10101011. So this sequence defines now preamble has been over, and now after that, after completion of this 1 byte, that is nothing but 8-bit sequence, uh, actual frame will be started. So our actual frame start with the destination address, which is of 6 byte. This is called as a MAC address. It is of 48-bit. Source address again 6 byte, that is nothing but 48-bit. Length or some type. Then data portion and CRC, cyclic redundancy check code techniques. It is of 4-byte technique. So this is our actual frame. Now to transfer this frame, we need preambles. Preamble is nothing but a sequence of 1010. It's a continuous sequence of 10 and SFD as already discussed. So for each frame, the minimum and maximum size has been defined. So the minimum data portion or data and payload portion, it is a 46 byte, and maximum this portion should be of 1500 byte. It means if of one packet having a 65,000 bytes is received at a data link layer, then that single packet is divided into n number of frames, because the data portion size is only, maximum size is only 1500 bytes. So the minimum size is 512 bits or 64 bytes. So 46 is a minimum data, then 46 plus 6 is 52, then source address 6 byte, 2 byte length, and CRC. If we will add all these things, it is a 64 byte. And the maximum size is 1500 byte is a portion of data. Along with this, 18 bits of the other factors, other addressings, and other details. So it is a 1518 byte. So maximum data frame size of Ethernet protocol is only 1518 bytes, and minimum size is a 64 byte. So now next one is a IEEE has defined the specific addressing scheme. Now this is a permanent or physical addressing scheme. This is also called as a LAN addressing scheme. This is also called as a Ethernet address, MAC address, and we use hexadecimal notation here. The address defined, the MAC address, it is of a 6-byte address, that is nothing but equivalent of the 48 bits. So 06, then colon 01, then 02, 01, 2C, 4B. This is a one particular format. Now this is a detailed about the MAC card address. So first 24 bits sequence is defined the unique vendor ID, while remaining 24-bit portion define the sequence on the NIC manufacturing dates and manufacturing product detail. So this first 24 bits, this define the vendor's detail and this define the product details. Now this all addresses uh, has this particular MAC address is either unicast address or multicast address. Now, from the given address, how to identify whether this given address is a unicast address, multicast address, or broadcast address? Now we focus on the first octet only. Means we will convert this 06 into binary format. So this we represent in the binary format now, and we will focus on the LSB position here. So this bit, if this bit is equals to 0, it means given address is a unicast address, and if this bit is equals to 1, it means it is a unicast address. Now for the given address, this first bit is first decimal value is 0, that is nothing but 0000, and next is a 6, that is nothing but 0110. So in the 6, that is nothing but 0110, last bit is 0. It means the given address is used a unicast address. So in this pattern, we identify whether given MAC address is a unicasting address or multicasting address. And now you have one assignment here. Identify, uh, find out your machine's MAC card address and check whether it is a unicast address or a multicast address. So next one, the least significant bit of the first octet. Again, I am summarizing this thing. If this bit is 0, then address is called as a unicast. Otherwise, we call that particular address as a multicast address. Now take some examples. So we have given here this particular first address 4A 30 10 21 10 1A. Now we have to identify whether this address is a unicast, multicast, or broadcast address. So we will focus on only first octet, that is a 4A, and again specifically we will focus only on the this A portion. So A means 1010. So A binary equivalent for A is a 10, and the last bit here is 0. 0 indicate unicast address. So the given address is a unicast address. Now next is a example 4720, and this address is given. We will focus on this first octet, and again specifically we will focus on this bit 7. So we represent 7 as equals to 0111, and the last bit, that is the LSB of this 47 sequence of is 1. That means this address, given address, is a unicast address. Now third is a special case address. All bits are F, means all bits are 1. F stands for 1111. So all 48 bits are 1. When all bits are 1, such type of address are called as a broadcast address. Now take one more thing. Now how we send a particular address in a frame, because we already mentioned in the frame format, we insert source address and destination address in a frame. Now how this particular address is inserted into the frame format? So let's start with the, so first of thing, 47, 4 stands for 0100, 7 stands for 011. We have converted the given address into binary address. Now the rule is the address is sent from left to right, then byte by byte position, not complete. Byte by byte position matlab in each octet we will trace from the left to right, and then we will insert that one. So let's start with the technique here. So we will start with the 47. So how this address will be inserted into frame? So first, as per rule, we will start with the left to right. So left is nothing but 1 1 1 0. Then next one is a 0 0 1 0. Then there is a colon here, so we mentioned colon here. Again start for the 20 position, this one. So we will start with the left position here. So 1 2 3 4 5 0 are here, so I will put 1 2 3 4. Then fifth one is here. After that, this one position, one bit is here 1. Then again 2 0. Now in similar pattern, we will find the 1B. So we will start from the left position 1 1 0 1. So 1 1 0 1, and then 1 0 0 0. So 1 0 0 0. And in this pattern, we will solve the complete example. We will convert this complete address and we will put this address into the frame. So always, whenever we have to insert the address in the frame, it is always put from left to right. And this is your complete answer is given here. Now, next important thing is again uh, the standards, Ethernet standards that's commonly implemented. So 10 base 5 is called as the bus topology. It is a bus cable and it is a thick coaxial cable. 10 base 2 bus in coaxial cable. 10 base T, T stand for twisted pair. It is used in the star topology and it is called as the unshielded twisted pair. And 10 base F, F stands for the fiber optics. It is used in the star topology. It means basically we focus in the bus topology and star topology. Again, we will discuss in some later slides. Next one is called as the how to implement the network. Now here we have the one n number of devices connected to switch. Again, some server and client, some n devices are connected to switch. Now we can connect either by router or in fact we can connect again this by the LAN, by the switch here. So in LAN, basically we focus on the switch only, not in the router. So a router is considered as a endpoint for the particular network. So here they can be connected by the switch also. Next point, the basic topology is supported by the standard Ethernet, that is nothing but 802.3 protocol. So point to point communication with the help of twisted pair. So this is a star topology. We use switch here. Again, unshielded twisted pair. Next, switch to switch, that is two-star connection. Again here, these are connected with the help of unshielded twisted pair. And then hierarchical or a tree-based concept. Here we again use the unshielded twisted pairs. Now, which type of signaling concept, that is encoding techniques, is used for transmission of the data on the physical path? So on the transmission of data physical path, we use the Manchester encoding technique here. Now the Manchester encoding technique has been detailed discussed in the class lectures. Now these are the bus topology with the 10 base to 10 base 5 concept. Basically 10 base 5 is basically used for the backboning purpose. This is a 10 base T. T stands for twisted pair. Along the here in the we use RJ45 connector here. Now this is a 10 base F fiber optics. Now this is a one standard summary comparison between 10 base to 10 base 5 and other cables. So media is defined here. Then maximum lengths are defined here, and we use the line encoding, that is a Manchester encoding technique here. Next one is a with the time some standard there is some changes occurred in the IEEE 802.3 protocols. So we move from the standard to the gigabit Ethernets, and then these are the some in particular slides we will discuss the bridging and switching concepts. So in the first diagram, we have connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is a 12 computers on a particular in a bus fashion. So if this machine, that is the first machine, want to transfer data to second machine, then no other machine will be perform any transmission on this cable, and this is called as a contention mechanism. So total contention devices are the 12 here. That is nothing but the total number of devices connected to particular network. Now here we have used the bridge. We have divided this one network into two parts. We connected bridge. Now suppose this one machine will transfer data to this second machine. At same time, on the other part of the bridge, other devices can perform communication. So it means when a particular machine try to access a path for transmission is called as a contention. So contention domain is a word which defines how many numbers of devices can compete for accessing the cable. So here in the first without bridging concept, there are 12 devices are competing for the accessing the cable, while in the second diagram we have used bridge and we have uh, divided this complete 12 devices into 4 domains. So these are logically divided here, and in fact you can say it is physically also divided here, and each domain is of only 3 machines. So as collision domain will be reduced, your network performance will be increased. Now this is about the switching technology or star topology here. The collision domain in the switch is only one machine. So when this machine will transmitting data, remaining machine can also access the switch and they can perform their communication. So switch or full duplex switch is defined here. So at the same time, a computer can transmit the data to switch and receive a data from the switch. Now next change in the standard Ethernet is a fast Ethernet. Sometimes it is called as a FDDI, that is a fiber channel. IEEE has defined this fast Ethernet as a 802.3U modification. Now the maximum standard rate is a 100 Mbps has been defined here. Again, as you know, when we discuss about these standards, they focus on the topology. So this topological concept has been defined here, point to point star topology. When we discuss about the cable, 100 base TX, that is a 2 wire, it is a cat5 2 wire stands for total 8 wires are there, out of which on 2 wires sending is performed, on 2 wires receiving, the transmission and receiving is performed. So next modification is a gigabit Ethernet. So higher data rates, about 1000 Mbps is achieved here, and this gigabit Ethernet is called as a 802.3 Z standard. So we have originally IEEE 802.3, that is a 10 Mbps Ethernet. Then IEEE 802.3U, that is nothing but your uh, fast Ethernet. Now Z stands for gigabit Ethernet. So in the full duplex mode, gigabit Ethernet, there is no collision. The maximum length of the cable is determined by the signal attenuation factor in the cable. So these are the some topologies which we can use in the gigabit Ethernets. These are the cable specification: 1000 base SX, 1000 base LX, 1000 base CX, and 1000 base T. Now, a small assignments or homeworks is here. You have to identify the detailed description about these cables or detailed description about this implementation. Now, this is one summarized here in the assignment. You have to find more factors than this one. Thank you.